The Queen's Talk, where we honor and celebrate women on their self-love journey, where we share our stories about how we overcame past trauma and where we are now. Welcome to the Queen's Talk, Queens. Hello. Hey, everybody. How are you?
Hello.
Good.
Amazing.
Welcome, ladies, to the Queen's Talk. The Queen's Talk is where we honor and celebrate women on their self-love journey, and we emphasize the importance of self-care and self-love. On the Queen's Talk, we want to embrace everybody, and we want to share tips with other women in the self-love community. And tonight we have self-care for melanated mamas. I'm so excited to have this conversation with these two ladies. So welcome, ladies. How was your day?
Day was great. I actually had a girlfriend date today. So my friend and I used to get together every month. Things have gotten busier, so now it's more like every quarter. But when we get together, we spend so much time. I think I do that with everybody. I'm one of those. I'm like, let's do it all day. So we met for lunch at noon, and I left her at about 5:45 p.m. So it was lovely.
Nice.
I love it.
And Lonnie, how was your day?
My day was beautiful. I did a little bit of work today, and I got done with my students early. I say students, I'm an online tutor. I got done with them early, and then I got to spend time alone with my husband because my daughter was away, and then her friends came over. So now we're having a big party at the house. So great day today.
Nice. So let's get started. I want it doesn't matter what order it's in. Let's go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell us your name and where you're from.
My name is Nicole Traylor. I was born in Philadelphia, raised in Tampa, been a Florida girl my whole life, and currently live in the suburbs of Tampa.
Nice. And Lonnie?
Hey everyone, my name is Lonnie. I am a Florida native, born in Orlando, raised in the Tampa area, went to college in Tallahassee, and now I'm back in the Tampa area. I'm about 30 minutes south of Tampa in the suburbs, the opposite direction of Nicole.
Nice. So let's get this conversation started. Tell us how you two both met and how you created self-care for melanated mamas.
So we met when we were forming a homeschool co-op for our kids. 2020 happened for me. That was a life-changing year in many ways, one of which I started homeschooling my kids. The first thing I thought was I need to find a community of melanated families to do this with. And so luckily someone else was having the same idea at the same time on a Facebook group that she and I were both in. And that person asked for a meetup of people who were interested in getting this started. And we both answered the call. Ended up being on that founding board for the co-op, and through that got to know each other and realized that, great, we have this thing for our kids and our family, but what about us moms who are putting in all the work to make all of this run and not always taking the time for ourselves? And we wanted the reminder for ourselves, so we thought, hey, let's start this community where we're all doing this work together.
Nice. So you two, you met on Facebook, or was it the homeschool group?
So I guess technically it would be Facebook, yes.
Oh, okay.
So we both kind of answer that call like, yes, we want to start this homeschool group. And then we met in person and we kind of threw ideas around about what we wanted to form for our homeschool group. And then we started working together. We realized that we had chatted before that, like months before that, but didn't like put the connection together. We were talking about a similar organization that our girls were in and like possibly starting our own, but we didn't realize that we were talking to each other until later on in our journey. So yeah.
Nice. Now I know when your wives and your moms, it is hard to find time for self-care. How did you two find self-care a part of your own individual lives, being though that you have to teach your kids individually, you still have to be a wife and take care of a household? How did you personally find time for self-care? Because it can be a hectic, and I know you mentioned you started in 2020, right? During the pandemic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how was that like? Okay, everything is done at home now. Everything is done virtually. everybody's in your face now. You don't have no alone time. How did you find time for self-care?
For us, I think both of us will tell you it's working it into all of our schedules. Our kids need self-care too. So it's not like it's just moms need, dads need self-care, single people need self-care, cats need self-care, like it's all, and the cats will take their time. They'll be like, let me go do what I need to do. So we all just need to have that kind of energy about it. And so one of the big things that I do in my household is we have a rest hour every day. If we're home at 2:00, like Lonnie knows, people know, like it's 2:00, we are shut down. We are in our rooms. We are being quiet. The kids don't normally fall asleep unless they did something really strenuous that morning. My daughter slept today because they went to CrossFit camp for 3 hours. It's spring break here. But normally they just chill, and it's just quiet chill, which is that reminder to meditate, to journal, to read, to sit with yourself and your own thoughts, like whatever that is. For me, it is a nap. And then after the nap, I do something else that's for myself. So that's something that's worked into our family schedule. And like I said, I don't care what they're doing as long as they're quiet.
Right. How old are your kids?
Currently almost 9 in 2 weeks and 11.
Oh, is that hard to get kids to take naps nowadays? That's what I'm asking. Like,
well, it's not a nap. It's quiet time.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's quiet time. And I started homeschooling before the pandemic. So I think it was 2018. I don't know. A couple years before the pandemic. So we were a little bit prepared for the like together all the time, in your face all the time kind of thing. But also similar to Nicole, we just kind of had it worked into our day when we would have our separate times. Like, okay, you are reading independently. Mommy is reading independently because that's what I like to do, but we're both quiet and kind of doing our own separate activities. Something new that I've implemented as well is I have a stop time. When we're doing schoolwork, if you need my help, I'm always there to help you, but my help has to stop at a certain time so that I can function for the rest of the day. So she knows like at 2 p.m., Mommy is not answering any more questions about school. You kind of have to figure it out or wait until the next day. And that's kind of helped. It helps me have a boundary and respect my own boundary, and it helps her respect my boundary too. So she will kind of shift what she needs to do earlier in the day. So, cause she knows if I ask Mommy a question at 2:06, it's not happening.
Yeah. And I wanted to comment on cutting off at 2:00 and quiet time at 2:00, because you two are entrepreneur. Like, okay, you two, besides the homeschool moms, you two do have regular jobs, are entrepreneurs. So how do you balance the homeschooling, entrepreneurship? How do you without not losing your mind and going crazy and being overwhelmed with all the things going on? And I saw somebody has entered into the room. If you have any questions, please just answer your questions into the chat, and we'll answer for the questions for you when we have a chance. But go ahead. Anybody can answer that question.
So there's no great answer. I mean, I think with anything, when you have a lot going on, time blocking, scheduling, task lists, boundaries, all those things come into play where it's like at this time, this is what we're doing. For me, it helps to schedule time specifically. Like she and I have a time we work together. It's like that co-working, like that really helps us. Because if you have a question about something you're doing, we can just say it then instead of like, it's an email and she's going to get it later when she's working. And then I can't think about it. It's like, we're both thinking about this business right now. Let's do this together right now. And I even do that in my business. I have clients. So if it's something that they need me for, I try and just, okay, let's work on it, now, like during this specific time, instead of trying to like piecemeal it throughout the day. But I also believe there's no such thing as balance. Some weeks you're going to be.
That's what I was going to say.
In one area and not in the other. And and that's okay.
Yeah. Especially when your business is based off of social media. Like I was watching this podcast last night. Is it's like the structure of a 9-to-5 job is so different than a social media job, like where you kind of get your clients from social media. It's just like no structure gets done. So being as though that is no structure, how do you two kind of join forces and make it structure?
Honestly, we share Google calendars.
Google Drive.
Right. We are like Queen Googles, like we share a calendar. She knows when I'm busy. I know when she's busy, and then we try to fit it in. But then also we try to pick a consistent like day or time that we know that we both kind of have a little bit more downtime. And then we kind of focus in on that. But just like Nicole said, like there is really no balance. Like some weeks you are really good at meal prepping and you know what's for dinner every night. And then the next week you like, I don't know, we order and take out every day. Like it just happens. It depends on what you want your focus to be. And I think that's okay. I think we need to like normalize that. You cannot do everything all the time. You can write it down on your calendar, like what you want to focus on this week. Like this week, I'm going hard in my business. Next week, we're going hard on, the homeschool stuff. And then the week after that, we're going to go hard on things in the home. And then that way you can, kind of pick up where you have left off.
Yeah. I was thinking about, even for myself, like structure, doing 3 different, I make my self-care products. I'm a hairstylist. I do this podcast. I'm trying to run my brand or whatever. It's hard for myself to be organized. So I can imagine like, okay, well, she was supposed to post this, or I was like, I can't even keep up with my own posts. So I can imagine how joining forces, but that's great. That shows unity, that you guys can work together doing that.
Yeah. And I just think the less especially when it comes to posting, like if something gets posted, great. If it doesn't, like she said, we focused really hard on it for a while and we made 1 million reels and we were doing all the things. And then we're just, the algorithm changed, which made things annoying. And I was just like, it's not that important. Not like we're not going to do it, but it's not going to be like the cornerstone of everything we do, because most people don't even see it. When you look and see how many people see it, you're like, I'm going through all this stress for these 100, 200, depending on what it is, people like they ain't even looking that hard. They're like, oh, scroll, that was nice, like on to the next thing. So I think that's probably what it is with posting. And sometimes like we won't be in sync and we'll post, well, maybe it's a different way of being in sync. Like we'll literally 20 minutes after each other and we're like, dang, we should have spread them out, but it was because we didn't talk and it was like she was thinking of this and I was thinking of this, and then it's 2 posts in one day and there hasn't been 4 days and there's been no post. But
yeah, but you know what? This is showing other Black women that we can work together in a peaceful manner. And I like that the unity of it is melanated mamas joining together. It's not, nobody's trying to outdo each other. Nobody's trying to compete with like, I can do it better. I can get more views than you. It's really, I think that it's beautiful that you are joining forces, trying to work together, because you don't see a lot of that. And that's what Brown Girls Embrace is all about, is embracing ourselves in each other. And I think that's beautiful. And I think that you two should be commended of that. So I want to snap it up, clap it up for you guys for doing that.
Thank you.
Yes. So when you started the brand, was workshops and retreats a part of was that from the beginning what you wanted to do, or this kind of came about?
That was really the idea from the beginning. What really shifted for us is who our audience was. So we are both moms of color. We're both homeschool moms. We originally thought that we wanted to focus in on homeschool moms. And then we realized like, we don't really want to talk about homeschool and we don't really want to talk about the kids. Like we do that all the time. And we realized that the information that we were putting out is really something that all melanated moms can use. So we kind of did a rebrand, a shift in that, but we've always had workshops. That was always our focus, to bring the workshops to moms. We really wanted to focus on in-person events, but then, COVID. So we kind of pivoted a little bit and went online, and it turned out to be like this beautiful thing that happened because we were able to tap into audiences that we wouldn't have been able to. We have met moms now internationally and all over the United States. So it's been great.
Nice. So tell us, how does these workshops go? Like, how is the layout? And what is it? Is it to help women make time for self-care? How does the layout of the workshops normally?
So our main focus is to have people join our community, because we want them to be in a place where this is what we're talking about all the time, so that we call ourselves your self-love and self-care champions. So we're there every day saying, did you do the thing for you? What is the thing that you need to do? Go do it. So in the community, that's totally free. All of us being your cheerleader, that's totally free to be in our community. We have a free lounge every month, which is kind of a kickback, we play games, we connect, we do self-care activities. We're very hands-on in everything we do. Like, you're never going to be with us and we're just like talking at you for more than 20 minutes. Like if we're together 2 hours, at least half of it, you're going to be moving, you're going to be sharing with us, you're going to be doing an activity, because we know that we need the time to do the work. And that's the thing that, we all have our crazy schedules for different reasons. So when you come into our space, we want you to have that time to actually sit down and process the information in whatever way that needs to be. So that's what our workshops have always been about. So they are in the paid section of our community. We call them self-care studies because we're really digging in on a topic. So whether that be nutrition, self-love, we've done visioning for your future. We've done spirituality 101, like learning the basics of tarot and astrology. So it's just another portal to kind of open up something and do a little work so you can understand it better and then know if you want to work on it more. And then you can have that conversation with the community as you're learning and growing in that space. Did that answer the question? I've already forgot.
Yeah, it was good. So are you guys considered like self-love coaches? What do you guys consider yourself, or just coaching or helping or
champions? We don't call ourselves coaches.
Okay.
Yeah, we call ourselves champions because, again, we just want to be like your cheerleader. I think we haven't taken on the role of coach because we don't feel like we're like an expert in that realm. We are working through our journeys as well, but we're there to encourage you and cheer you on as you are going through your journey. And of course, provide any kind of resources or help that we can while you're going through your journey as well.
Nice. So tell us the experiences you had as being champions to the other mamas. So can anybody tell us an experience that's like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened? Anybody want to share that?
Ooh, that's a good
one.
So I'm thinking, I was just sharing this with my friend I was on a girlfriend date with. We were talking about, because we had a conversation where we kind of got deep on something. And she was like, there are some people that don't have these conversations with people that they've been friends with for 20 years. And it reminded me of one of the moms in our community who said exactly that. She's like, I've gotten more deep with you all in these last 6 months of participating in workshops and getting to know you in the community than I've had with girlfriends from college, from 15 years ago, from 20 years ago, because it's a different kind of conversation. With some people, we keep things surface level. Sometimes it's because we have to. That's why the community is for melanated mamas, because you can open up in a different way with your melanated folks than you can with other folks. So, I mean, there's a layer there, but then even with your melanated folks, there's people who've known you forever and they're like, you're changing, you're growing. Okay. Yeah. I remember you when you were 15 and like they're not there with you. So I think that's the biggest thing is getting people to that space where immediately, we've had people come on and 10 minutes in, they're like,
yes,
diving deep into the depths of what's going on. And they're like, I don't even know why I'm telling you guys this, but, and we're like, okay. And, and having that supportive environment for them. So to me, that's always a win. And just like, they know that they're safe here and that they can share and they can, we can work with them on their journey. And I think those are the biggest, that I just love that happen.
Nice. Lonnie, do you have any personal experience or the same thing?
No, I totally agree with everything Nicole said. I agree. And I think for me, one of the biggest nuggets has been like seeing women transform and realizing that self-care is not selfish and putting themselves first is not selfish. And they're like, you know what? I thought if I took 20 minutes to go, do this, that my life will fall apart, and it doesn't. So I like to see that happen, that transformation. And then I also like to see the transformation happen in their household, because the kids start to notice and they're like, oh, well, I need to do this for myself as well. So I think that's a big part of our community as well, is not just taking care of ourselves, but that trickles down to our families, our children, our spouses that are all around us. And that is what is important. We want to change the view of self-care.
Yeah. Okay. And that brings me to my next question. Either one can answer. what do you consider self-care? Because some people can consider, oh, I'm going to get my hair done. Some people can say, I'm going to get my nails done. I consider that maintenance. I'm a hairstylist, so my hair done is maintenance. That's not self-care.
Yes.
So my nails done, I talk with my hands. I want to get my nails done because my hands to look good. What is self-care to you? Anybody?
So I wrote a blog early on that I believe there's showy self-care and there's like the simple self-care. And so to me, showy self-care is like the massage and the hair and the nails. And not to say that's bad. That's a part of things that need to get done. I went and got a mani-pedi the other day. Like it's not something it doesn't need, but it's like, it's not the inner stuff. It's not doing the work. It's not mental. It's not emotional, and that kind of thing. So there's all different kinds. We have a self-care Sunday journal. And really part of that is what we were talking about. How we make it work is we put it on the calendar. And so we've made this journal as a way for people to sit down every week on Sunday or whatever day works. I actually did mine this week on Tuesday. And think about every day, how can I fit it in? And that might be practical self-care. Oh crap, it's almost April 15th. I need to get this stuff together for the accountant. That could be mental self-care. Oh crap, I didn't schedule my therapy appointment and I need to get that on the books. That could be emotional self-care. I really need to have this hard conversation with my friend, but if I keep letting this go, I don't want to mess up our friendship, but so I need to do that. So it could be spiritual self-care. Like I need some yoga this week. I need to just be in that zone. So it could be so many different ways. I forgot physical, which could go to yoga, or it could be dancing, or it could be going to the dentist and taking care of your teeth, and a lot of things fall into more than one category. So short, long answer is lots of things for self-care. I'll let Lonnie say, because I think she's going to say it.
I think self-care is anything that you intentionally do for yourself.
Right.
That can be simple, that can be complicated. We like to approach it, especially for moms who are like struggling with the idea of doing self-care, approach it in a simple manner. We have an acronym, we call it Mama Moments. Have you taken your moment today to do something? That can be meditation, going outside, moving your body, journaling, drinking your tea, whatever it is. For me, it's closing my office door. I'm not always working when I'm in here, but sometimes I need a minute, right? So I close my office door. I might listen to my music. Like that is self-care, but it's something that you can work into your everyday life. It doesn't have to be this big, grandiose thing.
Yeah. For me, self-care is, somebody mentioned it, therapy. That's self-care. Mentally getting your mind together. Self-care is also setting boundaries. I think somebody mentioned that when you was like, cutoff time is at 2. That's boundaries. That's self-care. Like, okay, we're going to quiet. We're going to be, take a nap or just be quiet in your own perspective places. That's self-care. Setting boundaries is so important. And I don't think that people understand that, because that's showing the other person that I'm not going to allow you to come into this boundary because this is going to protect my mental space. And I've said a lot during the Queen's Talk, is that when you're not mentally together, then what kind of self-care is that? Like if you're not there mentally, so you're not going to be better for yourselves. You're going to be better for everybody that's around you that has to deal with you on a daily basis. So I think that's very, very important. Like I said, I keep saying this is very, very powerful that 2 women are coming together. On my last Queen's Talk, 2 women together, 3 women together, 3 Black women together is such a powerful, strong force. It's setting a message and it sets the tone for your children, for your friends, that we can collaborate and make time for ourselves and be better women, healthy women for ourselves. Like nutrition is self-care. Working out is self-care, to go along with that. But we talked about the workshops. What about the retreats that you do? Like, is it a out of town retreat, or is it, in town, or how do those retreats work?
So our first retreat we did last year, and it was at a private home in Orlando, which is right outside of Tampa. And this year we're doing our retreat at a resort in Madeira Beach, which is in Pinellas County. So again, just an hour away from where we are. But really just taking women out of their everyday atmosphere. And we are going to end up doing 1-day retreats. We do in-person events that maybe last up to 4 hours. We may do like a longer 1-day retreat at some point, but we really love getting out of our everyday to kind of reset in a new environment. One, especially where we don't have responsibilities. That was the big thing when we first.
Yeah.
We don't want them to have to think about where's the food coming from, or what do I have to do next, or do I have to take care of? No, you just have to take care of you. Self-care. That's all that this
all
is
inclusive. Okay.
Yes.
Self-love is the focus of our retreat because we believe you have to have the self-love to do the self-care. Like another definition of self-care is doing what you would do for those that you love. What do you do for your babies? You feed them, you clothe them, you bathe them, you give them what they need, you give them what they want. You know, you do all those things. So that's what, that's really what self-care is. And you do that for your babies or your husband and friends because you love them. Drive out of your way because oh, I'm 10 minutes from that bakery. My friend likes the thing. I'm going to go get it because I know she'll like it. I'm close, so it's that. But for you, you'd be like, what is 10 minutes out the way? I ain't got time for that.
You're so right.
Yes.
Nicole, you are so right. Okay. I don't know if ladies know, I'm a type 1 diabetic. And when you're a diabetic, you have to pay constant attention to your blood sugar and what you eat, and carbs spikes it up high. So I had diabetes since I was 9 years old. But as I got older, I was just like, wow, Leslie, you really have to think about your diabetes as like you have a baby. I don't have any kids, but it's like a baby. You have to take insulin. You have to check your sugar. You have to eat right. You have to monitor. You have to exercise. And I personally have to make sure that I do this so I can stay healthy and off dialysis and not lose a limb or be blind. But it's really like you have to treat yourself as if you treat a baby. We're so gentle when it comes to a baby. So I like that analogy about the baby reference. Nani, did you have something to say?
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You both are right. Yes, the whole premise of the retreat is again to remove the moms from their everyday hustle and bustle, right? Because again, if we do a 1-day workshop, you're still like, okay, let me make sure that the dinner is cooked before I leave and that everyone has clean laundry and blah, 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 right? But if you are gone for the weekend, they figure it out and they don't die. So that was great to see moms let go. And it was great to see like dad step up and say, no, you can't call your mom and bother her because she's on a retreat right now. So we made sure that we took care of everything for them. They had their downtime. We had our self-love workshops and took care of food and all of that good stuff. So that is what we want to bring again, even more a little amped up, giving you a resort feel this time as we embark on our next retreat in September of this year.
Nice. Now, this is a question. Does everybody have to be a mama to attend, or it can be okay?
No. No, and you know what? There's two things to address. One is the melanated and the other is the mama. Okay. So number one is melanated. Yes, we chose that word because Nicole and I are both melanated mamas. We want to serve melanated mamas, but we all have melanin, right? Just some have more than others. Okay.
Gotcha.
Also, if you are, and the word mama, we are moms. Again, that's how we identify, but in some way, every woman has a mothering spirit. You're a mother to something. It could be your plants, your dogs, your nieces, your nephews, whatever it is. You are welcome. As long as you gel with our message, you're more than welcome to come.
Yes, and you still seem like you have great energy. So I can only imagine how the workshops and the retreats are. Just the two ladies and the different personalities, but it comes together so beautifully. So that's great. So we're gonna wrap it up. Anything that we can look forward to? I know you said the retreat in September. You said it was. Anybody want to drop their social media platform or tell us about anything new, or what can we be expecting from you too?
So we will give you the link so that everyone can get our mama moments. That's one thing we want everybody to remember is whether you never see us again, remember to take time for yourself every single day. And that's what that guide is all about. So we'll give you the link so that can be on your YouTube on this page, so people can kind of opt in and get that information. Our community, like I said, is free to attend our lounge, which is an event that we do virtually every month, to be a part of the discussion. We drop, hey, we just did this yoga. It felt really good. Here's a link. We found this app that's free. You can do meditations on there. Here's the link. Or I'm feeling this way, or, just reminder, have you given yourself some sunshine today? All those kind of things. We want people to have that. And so that is there at no cost. So we welcome everyone to be a part of that community. Like I said, we do have the paid workshops every month in the paid section of our community, but you can try that for 2 weeks for free. See if you like the workshop, see if it's something that is supportive for you. And then if you're local to Tampa Bay, we have in-person events, usually about every 2 to 3 months. And we are having the retreat, which is, even if you're not local, reason to come to the beach and retreat with us in September.
Nice. Lonnie, you want to add anything? Or that's about
you can follow us at Self-Care for Melanated Mamas, FOR on everything except for TikTok. It is the number 4.
Nice. And you guys have product too, right?
Yes, absolutely. Let us not we always forget about this, right? So we see here's self-care or growth mindset. We were like, yeah, we created a journal. So we're trying to change our vocabulary around this. We wrote and self-published a journal. It's called the Self-Care Sunday Journal. You can find this on our website. Oh, my black background is blurring a little bit. But our website is selfcareformelanatedmamas.com, and you can purchase this. And again, it is a guide to help you make sure that you are inserting self-care into your everyday life. It goes through the different types of self-care. It encourages weekly reflection, quarterly reflection, and just tapping into those things. It also gives you some ideas of things that you can do for self-care as well. And then we also have lots of merchandise in our shop, from t-shirts to mouse pads to journals, or let me not call them journals, notebooks, all kinds of things. So you can also go to our website for that.
Nice. And you ladies can, which one of you, we can drop the link of the website in the comments below. Yeah. And I have my own self-care products. I have shea butter based products. I have my body butters. I have my hair butters. I have my fragrance oils, my calming oils, my Brown Girl box. So all that will be in the prescription below. You guys have a YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
So.
Yes, we do. And we're just starting to add more content to it. We started something kind of similar to what you did, but it was just us. We were doing self-care in 6 and giving self-care tips in 6 minutes or less, but we always went over 6 minutes. So we're working on revamping that and getting some more content on our YouTube channel. But yes, we would love for you guys to subscribe to us on YouTube as well.
Okay. It is Self-Care for Melanated Mamas as well?
Yep.
Okay, so go to like, comment, subscribe to their YouTube channel. They're going to drop it right there in the comments. Subscribe to my channel, Brown Girls Embrace. And that's we're kind of similar. You're a melanated self-care for melanated mamas. I'm Brown Girls Embrace, and Brown Girls Embrace is not just for brown girls that look like me. They're brown. It's a little bit of brown in all of us, like you said. So I love the similarities between the two and the self-care. I thought it was only right to have you guys on the Queen Talk. So thank you so much for joining. Anything else anybody want to say? Anybody want to add before we close out?
Just thank you, Leslie.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on the Queen's Talk. I love having open conversations about self-love and motivating and inspiring other brown women to make time for self-care. So thank you so much. Oh, go ahead.
We are having an event on March 26th called Spring into Self-Love.
Yes.
So
Nice.
Some self-love activities. We're going to have some movement. We're going to have some special guests, some ladies who will be joining us who are part of our future workshops and retreat. So we would love for people to come and join us there as well.
Yes,
Nice.
Yes, it's virtual. You need to be a part of the community. Yes, okay. It is virtual. You have to be a part of the community to log into that event, but remember the community is free. I went ahead and dropped the link so you can click that and join us at that workshop.
Nice. Oh, I think do we have comments? Oh, that's all you. Okay.
That's all us.
Oh, okay.
That's all on me. It's like 5 of them.
Oh, that's me.
Okay. So I see that. But still, we're gonna have to drop it in the comments because this is only for the chat. But still, after the YouTube
Gotcha.
channel post everything under the comments, and then everybody will see it there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I always say this: you got this, brown girls. Whenever you feel like giving up, just remember that you got it. We're here for you to support you and inspire you. I know life can get rough and hard on us, but we're here to support you. We don't want to fight with each other. We want to build and empower, be self-empowered for ourselves and each other. So you got this, brown girls. Thank you for joining us tonight, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.